Hello there! Cartoon Network has been on a roll lately, with inventive programming like Adventure Time and Regular Show. But where did this trend of creator-driven programming start, the self-dubbed best place for cartoons? None other than Dexter's Laboratory, a fantastic series created by Genndy Tartakovsky and the first of the channel's cartoons. Dexter's Laboratory surrounds boy genius Dexter as he creates multiple brilliant inventions in his lab, all while keeping it a secret from his parents. Unfortunately, his sister Dee Dee constantly barges in to mess around, and well, hilarity ensues. Dexter's Lab was the first we got to see Genndy Tartakovsky's sense of humor and excellent animation sensibilities. Rather than letting the limited animation Hanna-Barbera is known for affect quality of the jokes, he actually used that to his advantage by giving the series a very UPA-inspired look. It's a stylistic choice that makes the show that much funnier, with Tartakovsky designing and animating Dexter and Dee Dee in the right poses, and as a result, they have perfect comedic timing. What makes Dexter work is that while he gets annoyed at Dee Dee, he does not create inventions for malicious purposes. Usually. I think he's just creating all the things that we as children thought about inventing, whether a cloning machine, robots, aging devices, or mecha suits that help us win at dodgeball. He not only experiments because he's a boy genius, but also because of his curiosity. Christine Cavanaugh especially deserves a lot of credit for her voiceover, which is like a child version of Peter Lorre. Meanwhile, Dee Dee represents the polar opposite of that childhood curiosity, as she unintentionally destroys Dexter's work. Again, not out of malice, but she really doesn't know any better, and also wants to be involved with his ideas. While they are complete opposites, they do occasionally team up. Both of them know the consequences if their parents discover the lab, and at times actually save the world from utter destruction, although they can be somewhat responsible themselves. The other supporting characters provide the necessary laughs too. Dexter's oblivious parents are a take on the classic mother and father character we tend to see in 1950s sitcoms. However, they can sometimes get annoyed at Dexter's antics on occasion. Them not discovering the laboratory is actually not through any effort from Dexter, but rather because they are just too stupid to realize it. Although, how he can fit that lab into the back of his house, who knows? But that's the beauty of animation. It does not take long to buy this scenario. There's also Mandark, his rival. Purposely portrayed as annoying, he actually is evil, the complete antithesis of why Dexter got into science. In a brilliant bit of irony, Mandark is in love with Dexter's greatest weapon against him, Dee Dee. And that leads to one of the best episodes of the series, where Dexter uses her against him. Watching the series, it's also easy to see where Tartakovsky's influences lie. Not just UPA, but Japanese animation as well, especially when he creates episodes where monsters destroy the city. I guess it's also appropriate that Craig McCracken first made a name for himself on Dexter's Laboratory. The series would also delve into other segments. Doll M for Monkey revolves around Dexter's monkey, who he thinks is completely useless but actually has superpowers. It's a simple concept, but Tartakovsky manages to make it work, by taking full advantage of him being a primate and having fun with it. All the storylines involve him using his species as a way to fight crime. As a fan of monkey-related humor, I get a kick out of these segments. The Justice Friends has obviously Marvel-inspired superheroes sharing an apartment. While they're slightly tweaked to avoid copyright, anybody with a basic knowledge of comic heroes will know who those are. Even when I was younger, I saw them as Captain America, Hulk, and Thor, rather than their actual character names. These segments basically portray them as the typical sitcom stock characters, such as the Clean Freak, the Surfer Dude, and Good-Hearted Oaf. The way these superheroes were exaggerated to the nth degree really worked in injecting humor into the episodes. After Genndy Tartakovsky left to work on Samurai Jack, Cartoon Network decided to produce new episodes without him, and the result was less than satisfying. Due to her retirement, Christine Cavanaugh did not return to voice Dexter, and instead Candy Milo took over the role. She's a very good voice actress, but while Kavanaugh's Dexter actually sounded like a young boy, Milo's version sounded like, well, an adult woman trying to sound like a young boy. The art style also changed, and it just felt strange. The humor did not click, and it was very obvious that a different team was behind this at that point, as some of the personnel, like McCracken, Butch Hartman, Paul Rudis, Seth MacFarlane, and Lou Romano had moved on to other things. That aside, Dexter's Laboratory is an important part of Cartoon Network's history, and still holds up incredibly well today. While Genndy Tartakovsky has moved on, and continues to do strong and visually striking work in Sony Animation, this series is still a major part of his career, and why he's able to become an auteur for computer animated features right now. See you next time.